Love it. Good morning, everyone. My name is Matt Westmoreland. I am chair of the Zoning Committee, and I call this meeting of the Zoning Committee to order. I'm joined by my colleagues Howard Shook, Amir Faroki, Liliana Bakhtiari, and Jason Dozier. Councilmember Roy Norwood will be absent today. Councilmember Marcy Collier Overstreet will be joining us shortly. We constitute a quorum, and I will make a motion to adopt the agenda, seconded by Councilmember Bakhtiari.
The vote is open. Vote is closed.
5 yeas, 0 nays. The agenda is adopted. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, seconded by Councilmember Bakhtiari.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
5 yeas, 0 nays. The minutes are approved. There are two ordinances for first reading that will be sounded at the next full council meeting on Tuesday, September 3rd. No action is needed today. That takes us to ordinances for second reading. Director of Zoning and Development, Kieta Holmes, will read the caption for our voting items.
Good morning, council members. Item number 3, 23-0-1650 Z2386, an ordinance by Councilmember Marcy Collier Overstreet to amend Part 3, Land Development Code, Part 16, Chapter 43, 1643-003, Use Regulations of the Campbellton Road Overlay and for other purposes. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation approval. Item number 4, 24-0-1218 Z2443, an ordinance by Councilmembers Matt Westmoreland, Jason Dozier, Antonio Lewis, Andre L. Boone, Alex Swan, Amir Faroki, Byron D. Amos, Dustin Hillis, Howard Shook, Jason H. Winston, Liliana Bakhtiari, Marcy Collier Overstreet, Mary Norwood, and Michael Julian Bond to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended by amending Chapter 36, Beltline Overlay and District Regulations, Section 1636-008, permitted and prohibited uses and structures, so as to prohibit data centers within the Beltline Overlay District and for other purposes. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 5, 24-0-1222 Z2444, an ordinance by Councilmembers Jason Dozier, Matt Westmoreland, Antonio Lewis, Marcy Collier Overstreet, Jason H. Winston, Amir Faroki, Andre L. Boone, Mary Norwood, Alex Swan, Dustin Hillis, Byron D. Amos, Howard Shook, and Michael Julian Bond to amend the 1982 Atlanta zoning ordinance as amended by amending various provisions of the text, including creating a definition for data center by amending Chapter 29 and by amending the regulations of various districts to prohibit data centers within a half a mile of high-capacity transit stops and for other purposes. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. And item number 7, 24-0-1240 Z2404, an ordinance by Zoning Committee to rezone from heavy industrial to industrial mixed use for property located at 523 Whitehall Street Southwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval. NP recommendation approval conditional.
Thank you much. Items 3, 4, 5, and 7. Any discussion? Got a motion to approve by Dozier. Second by Councilmember Bakhtiari. Please open that vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed. 5 yeas, 0 nays.
5 yeas, 0 nays. We have been joined by Councilmember Marcy Collier Overstreet as we head to District 11, item number 6.
Item number 6, 24-0-1322 Z2437, an ordinance by Zoning Committee to rezone from single-family residential to mixed residential commercial for property located at 3218 Helgen Road Southwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval. NP recommendation is denial, and the request is to hold this item.
Motion to hold by Councilmember Overstreet. Second by Councilmember Bakhtiari. Please open that vote.
The vote is open.
Six yeas, 0 nays. That item is held. Councilmember Overstreet.
Yeah, I just want to let everyone know why I'm holding this item. Right now, the community is still having conversations with the actual developer and contractor. And I think that we've got an ingress issue, big time, and a couple other issues. So it's just not ready yet. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Colleagues, without objection, we can take items 8 through 19 as a block. The recommendation is going to be to approve as amended.
Item number 8, 24-01019, Z2379, an amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from light industrial Marietta Street artery overlay to mixed residential commercial Marietta Street artery overlay for property located at 665 Marietta Street Northwest. Staff, ZRB, and MP recommendation is approval. Item number 9, 24-01024, U2337, an amended ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a dormitory pursuant to section 1634-0071F for property located at 665 and 693 Marietta Street Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation approval conditional, MP recommendation approval. Item number 10, 24-01025, U2338, an amended ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a hotel pursuant to section 1634-0071J for property located at 665 and 693 Marietta Street Northwest. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation approval conditional. Item number 11, 24-01242, Z2419, an amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from mixed residential commercial beltline overlay to mixed residential commercial beltline overlay for a major site plan amendment for 1060 Donnelly Hollowell Parkway Northwest. Staff and NPU and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 12, 24-01252, U2412, an amended ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a daycare center pursuant to section 16060051B for property located at 2045 Hosea L. Williams Drive Southeast. Staff and ZRB recommendation approval conditional, NPU recommendation approval. Item number 13, 24-01348, Z2442, an amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to single-family residential for property located at 883 Dell Drive Southeast. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 14, 24-01352, Z2449, an amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from English Avenue Special Public Interest District Subarea 1, West Side Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay to English Avenue Special Public Interest District Conditional Sub-Area 3, West Side Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for property located at 596 Paynes Avenue Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation approval conditional, NP recommendation approval. Item number 15, 24-01351, Z2448, an amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from English Avenue Special Public Interest District Sub-Area 1, West Side Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay to English Avenue Special Public Interest District Sub-Area 3, West Side Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for 580 Paynes Avenue Northwest. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 16, 24-01353, Z2450, an amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from English Avenue Special Public Interest District Sub-Area 1, West Side Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay to English Avenue Special Public Interest District Sub-Area 3, West Side Affordable Workforce Housing Overlay for 616 Oliver Street Northwest. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval. Item number 17, 24-01355, U2415, an amended ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a garden pursuant to section 16050051D for property located at 3717, 3727, and 3741 Vermont Road Northeast. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional. Item number 18, 24-01356, U2419, an amended ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for outdoor dining at an eating and drinking establishment when any part of such use is located within 1,000 feet of property that is zoned as R1, R2, R2A, R2B, R3, R3A, R4, R4A, R5, or R5 district, or that is used as a residential property for 134 Whiteford Avenue Southeast. Staff and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional, NP recommendation is approval. And item number 19, 24-01357, U2420, an amended ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for non-residential use or establishment exceeding 7,500 square feet in area in which alcoholic beverages are sold or consumed on the premises pursuant to section 1644-00712A for property located at 950 West Marietta Street Northwest, Suite B140. Staff and ZRB recommendations approval conditional, NP recommendation is approval.
Thank you. Colleagues, any questions or comments about items 8 through 19? There's a motion from Councilmember Bakhtiari to move approval as amended. There's a second from Councilmember Dozier. If no discussion, please open that vote.
The vote is open. And the vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. Those items are favorable as amended. Item number 20.
Item number 2024-01216, Z2438, an amended ordinance by zoning committee as substituted by the Atlanta City Council to amend the Atlanta zoning ordinance by creating a new chapter 18Z SPI 26 to be entitled Chastain Park Galloway School SPI, and to amend the official zoning map by changing the designation of properties within the Chastain Park Galloway School SPI so as to add SPI 26 of district designation and for other purposes. Staff recommendation approval of the substitute. MP recommendation denial. ZRB recommendation denial.
Oh, hold on one second. Before we entertain that motion, there is a substitute that Mr. Evans emailed out earlier that addresses section 16-8Z.008. There is a chart in that section that makes references to maximum allowable height of 42 feet and 60 feet that is being removed, so that the maximum allowable height will be 35 feet. So I will make a motion to bring forward the substitute. Second by Councilmember Bakhtiari.
Vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. The substitute is before us. Now I will entertain. Got a motion to approve on substitute by Councilmember Faroki, second by Councilmember Dozier.
Vote is open. The vote is closed.
4 yeas, 1 nay, 1 abstention. That item is favorable. Item number 21.
Item number 21, 24-01350, Z2447, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to single-family residential for property located at 1672 Carroll Drive Northwest. Staff and ZRB recommendation is denial. MP recommendation is approval.
Colleagues, spoke with the district council member, and I will make a motion to approve. Second by Councilmember Faroki.
The vote is open. Vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable. Colleagues, without objection, we can take items 22 through 25 as a block. The recommendation will be to file.
Item number 22, 24-01245, Z2422, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to multifamily residential for property located at 1109 Moreland Drive Southeast. Item number 23, 24-01246, Z2423, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential conditional to planned development housing for property located at 807 Reed Street Southeast. Item number 24, 24-01313, Z2426, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential to office institutional for property located at 3074 Margaret Mitchell Drive Northwest. And item number 25, 24-01358, U2421, an ordinance by zoning committee for a special use permit for a non-residential use or establishment exceeding 7,500 square feet for 889 Howell Mill Road Northeast, Suite 8000. And the request is to file those items.
Any questions or comments? There's a motion from Councilmember Bakhtiari to file items 22 through 25, which Councilmember Dozier has seconded. Please open that vote.
The vote is open. Vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. The recommendation of this committee is to file. Item number 26.
Item number 26, 24R3945, a resolution by council members Liliana Bakhtiari, Marcy Collier Overstreet, Michael Julian Bond, Matt Westmoreland, Antonio Lewis, Andre O'Boone, Dustin Hillis, Alex One, Jason Dozier, Byron D. Amos, Amir Faroki, Jason H. Winston, and Howard Shook, directing the Department of City Planning to build and maintain a repository of all approved sidewalk waivers and for other purposes.
Councilmember Bakhtiari. Ooh. Almost.
Thank you. I would like to amend this to change the caption to, help me out here, Mr. Chair.
Sure. Is it a motion to amend to change the word directing to requesting in the caption and in the resolve clause, which Councilmember Bakhtiari will second?
Yes, I will. And also, just to quickly speak to this, the reason that we created this paper and why I wanted to write this and also thank my colleagues for sponsoring it is in 2021, there was legislation that was written that essentially any new build would be required to put in sidewalks. That's roughly stating it. And we wanted to have a map of any waivers that were granted to waive any ability to build a sidewalk. We currently don't have that master list, so that we have an understanding of where we no longer have sidewalks and where they need to be put in, just to help better enforce that legislation that happened in 21. So I will motion to approve as substituted. And
Need to amend first.
We need to amend first.
Close that vote.
One of these days I'll learn Robert's rules.
All good.
I'm getting there.
Councilmember Overstreet's going to vote no. There we go. 6 yeas, 0 nays. The item is amended. I'll now entertain a motion to approve as amended.
Motion to approve is amended.
Motion by Councilmember Bakhtiari, second by Councilmember Dozier. Please open that vote.
The vote is open.
I love you, Councilmember Overstreet.
The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable as amended. Colleagues, we have one item that Councilmember Faroki would like to pull off held. If we can sound item number 31.
Item number 31, 24-013-21, Z2436, an ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from single-family residential Beltline overlay to single-family residential Beltline overlay for property located at 718 East Avenue Northeast. Staff and ZRB recommendation is denial. MP recommendation is approval.
Motion to approve by Councilmember Faroki, second by Councilmember Bakhtiari. Please open that vote.
The vote is open,
Always fellow Persian.
and the vote is closed. Mr. Chair, there's one more.
Oh, breaking news. 6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable.
Director Holmes?
Yes, sir. Item number 30 is a companion to item number 17 on today's agenda. Item number 30 is 24-013-15, Z2428, an amended ordinance by zoning committee to rezone from residential general sector 3 conditional and single-family residential to residential general sector 3 and single-family residential conditional for a major site plan amendment for property located at 3750 Peachtree Road, 3717, 3727, and 3741 Vermont Road Northeast. Staff, NPU, and ZRB recommendation is approval conditional.
I'll make a motion to approve. Second by Councilmember Shook.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable. Colleagues, that takes us to general remarks. Councilmember Bakhtiari.
Just a quick reminder, this Thursday evening, I will be hosting Chat and Cheers at Jeans. Councilmember Shook may make an appearance, so I would encourage all of you to join. It will be taking place from 5:30 to 7:30 at Jeans in Eastlake, new restaurant. If you have any questions, if you want to talk to me about issues, please come join us. Light bites will be provided, but just an opportunity to come and make your concerns or questions known. So thank you.
Councilmember Overstreet.
Chair, I'd like to just kind of gauge a trend or get analytics on how often in the last 10 years ZRB staff recommendations and NPU, like is there a trend there of whether they're on the same page or if it's different? Because it does feel like it's changing from when I first got on in, 7 years ago, where maybe ZRB may have a different view of the direction of the city from what the NPU is actually, pushing. So I'd like to know more about that.
Data request received.
Thank you. Oh, well, she can help. Thank you very much, Director
Be a
Holmes.
group conversation.
If we could have a group conversation about that, that'll be great, just to see, if it's any different. It may be not different at all, and maybe District 11 is developing last and now, and it's probably been happening throughout the city for quite a while, and now it seems that it's that our neighborhoods are on different pages from what the ZRB is saying. I just want to look more into it. Okay? Thanks.
Councilmember Shook. Okay. Anyone else? All right. We stand adjourned. Thank you.